but I have a social anthropology degree. I've done years of work in customer centricity. So I combine technology and human understanding. I went to international school in Madrid. I invented a genuinely new cocktail over the COVID lockdowns. I won a disco dance competition that I did not enter.
Okay, so let's go now for best piece of advice you've ever received.
Perfectionism is the enemy. Stop starting and start finishing.
One idea can change everything. The right words at the right time, that's the butterfly effect. One piece of advice creating a ripple of change. A former Buddhist monk once told me about his teacher's teacher, a simple forest monk so wise that 1 million people, including a king, came to his funeral. Here, SAS soldiers, FTSE 100 leaders and Paralympians share their single best lesson in just 5 minutes. Subscribe, share, and let's see how far this ripple can go. Javier, good to see you. How are you?
I'm well. How are you, Dan?
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Very good. Do you want to take a minute, introduce people, who you are, what kind of thing you do, and then 3 statements of which 2 are true?
Okay. So I am Javier Romero. I design and implement organizational change, meaning that I work alongside teams that are facing challenges with matters such as effectiveness, efficiency, engagement. For instance, say trying to do more work with constrained resources whilst they hold on to valuable, staff and customers. My work goes beyond identifying solutions, so I'm there throughout implementation, making sure that changes take root and deliver desired results. My background, so I actually started off in tech consulting back in the 90s, but I have a social anthropology degree. I've done years of work in customer centricity. So I combine technology and human understanding, work with emerging technologies like artificial intelligence, AI, but always through the lens of how they affect people. So having done this type of work for 25 years with other consultancies, I launched my own business last year, oson.uk, to provide this service and in particular help out smaller organizations that might need this kind of help.
Great. Thank you. And 3 statements?
3 statements. So number 1, I went to international school in Madrid. Number 2, I invented a genuinely new cocktail over the COVID lockdowns. And number 3, I won a disco dance competition that I did not enter. But you can't wait to find out which one of those.
No, exactly.
Which one is false? Yeah.
Okay, so let's go now for best piece of advice you've ever received.
Okay, so having listened to several of the other podcasts, and I think they've been absolutely brilliant. A lot of them, I think, people had these bits of wisdom that were shared with them early on, in their lives or in their careers. Mine came later, and that matters. So and it's in 2 parts. I would say the headline is "Perfectionism is the enemy." And the second part, which is part of that, is stop starting and start finishing. So perfectionism is the enemy comes from. So so I've been doing management consulting, as I was saying, for quite some time. Several years ago, I burned out, and I was trying very hard to be everything to everyone. And I'm sure my fellow consultants, if they're listening to this, they can all relate to this, right? From the macro level to the lowest level of detail, just wanted to get everything right, the right time, the right information, everything just had to be spot on. And, but it exhausted me. And I, as part of my recovery, I started to speak to a therapist. And what she said to me was, well, what is good enough? Right? Rather than you go into a task and you're trying to do, you've got 20 things you want to get done as part of this task. What are the 3 that really, really matter? What is it that you're trying to achieve? And so over conversations, this started to evolve into now what I call as perfectionism is the enemy, because it allows it can turn that into a bit of a rally of a rally cry. Like, and I've now taken this into work situations as well, where, you know, if I'm dealing with a group of people and we're trying to get something done and everybody's got different opinions, like, guys, perfectionism is the enemy here. Like, what is good enough? Where is it that we can try to get to? And it seems to be a way that it can just kind of, whatever the stress is in the room or with oneself, you can kind of bring it down. It's like, okay, right, let's just really focus on what matters here. And, you know, not wait for the right time or circumstances or anything, because, you know, those often never come. And so whenever these days I find myself feeling, say, stressed out about something, you know, the majority of the time, if I remind myself, you know, am I being a perfectionist here? Am I trying to accomplish more than what is necessary given finite time, finite resources, whatever? You know, that I can, you know, focus on what's truly needed, what's truly good enough, and focus there. And then that leads into the stop starting and start finishing. So prior to this burnout, I was being trained to become a certified Scrum Master. And, you know, that simple sentence came up, and it just made so much sense, because I think when we are trying to be our perfectionist selves and, you know, really deliver to our clients and all of that, and our clients are guilty of this as well, I think they keep trying to throw in new initiatives, new ways of, you know, new this,
Yeah.
new that, new the other, and it's and the to-do list ends up growing, and stuff isn't getting moved off of that. And it's just a really practical thing that, you know, with colleagues, with clients, it's a great reminder that allows us to sort of either say, no, this task is important, let's not do this new thing first, let's finish this other thing. Or in some cases, back to perfection is the enemy, just actually, do we really need to do it? And that qualifies as a finish, I think, giving oneself that closure just to say that is good enough. So yeah, I would say between those two things, my professional life and my personal life, it's been enormously helpful, and it's a bit of advice that I've been sharing with, well, basically, you know, my friends, people I work with, etc. Yeah, and it's been really quite helpful, actually. So I wish I had learned that, or I'd been told that earlier in my life, but I'm glad that in my middle age, through my circumstances, I've learned that.
Fantastic. Thank you for sharing. I mean, the whole idea of this is to be able to pay it forwards, and the fact that you have learned it and been able to pass it on, maybe there's someone out there that will watch or listen to this and think, that's the missing piece of advice that I haven't had.
If I can save anybody from going through burnout, honestly, that in itself would be an achievement. So hopefully I have already.
Yeah. No, thank you. So
Pleasure.
I'm dying to know, which was the lie and which were the two truths?
I did not go to international school in Madrid.
Okay.
I have the wonky accents because, you know, was born in the Western U.S., went to university in the Eastern U.S. I did live in Spain for a while. Was an English teacher. They wanted to learn British English, so that affected things. And then I ended up moving to the UK, and so, hence. But I often get asked that question: did you go to international school? I did invent, and I used, you know, some AI-enabled research to confirm this. I actually did invent a new cocktail over COVID. If people are interested or curious, they can get in touch with me. I'm not going to give away too much here, but it's whiskey based and smoky without smoke. So
Well, you've certainly got me intrigued. So I will definitely reach out and maybe even get the recipe and stick it in the comments.
oh, okay, yeah, no, that's definitely something that we can do, and maybe then I'll post a photo of me disco dancing on the back of that, because yes, that actually did happen as well.
Brilliant. Okay, so if people wanted to get in touch, what kind of contact would be mutually beneficial? How would they go about doing that?
Very straightforward. I'm most easily reached via my website, oson.uk, Oscar Sierra, Oscar November.uk. We've got a contact form there, or they can find me on LinkedIn, Javier Romero UK. There's only one of me, so there we go.
Great. Thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it.
I've enjoyed this.